The DC experiment was in 1993. The Maharishi offered 1.3 billion 7 years later to the president of Suriname for a 200-year lease of 3,500 acres of land to create his own private country. The offer was turned down. Why wasn't that 1.3 billion used to complete the peace project? The Maharishi died in 2008. Why do his successors want another $1 billion? If they hadn't succeeded with billions in cash, businesses, and property, what chance do you and I have? As crazy as it seems, pretty damn good. Why you and I can change our worlds. Before we explain our decentralized approach to create lasting world peace, individual freedom, unfettered opportunity, abundance, morality, and other blessings, let's examine what surprising evidence has been discovered that confirms our ability to create lasting benefits and blessings for each other and the entire world. Quantum entanglement. The U.S. Department of Defense discovered they could remove cells from a volunteer's mouth, and those separated cells have the same responses as the rest of the cells in the volunteer's body, even though they are no longer in the mouth or connected in any known way. When the volunteers watch movies with scenes of sadness, loving feelings, anger, peace, or laughter, the separated cells act at the same time in the same way as the rest of the body. It gets stranger. Even when separated by 50 miles, 5 days later, the cells still acted like they were connected to the body, according to EEGs, EKGs, and other testing devices. Dr. Glenn Ryan, whose innovative biophysical technologies labs investigates many of the curious effects of quantum entanglement, told me how NASA did the same thing. NASA can track astronauts' physical responses from the ground while the astronauts are in orbit by monitoring cells scraped from the mouths before blastoff. The U.S. Department of Defense also discovered that virtual strangers could meet and interact for a few minutes, then be placed in Faraday cages in different rooms. Faraday cages should block all communication. They hooked them to EEG machines to register brain activity. When a pin light is shined in the eyes of one subject, the eyes of the other also contract at the exact same time. The EEG machine showed brain activity in the same areas of the mind at the same time, even though only one had a light shined in their eyes. Seems like we have a great potential to link with each other, don't you think? Quantum entanglement. That's 3 quantum entanglement experiments, whatever you want to call them, proving that you and I and the entire world are connected in far more ways than most scientists ever dreamed possible. WHC is about helping us to use those connections, plus technology, to heal hate and rip the reins of ruthless power from those addicted to ruling others. Remember Cremonini and Galileo. The facts were ignored by skeptics because the facts didn't fit the theory. Our theories may not be correct, but if we pay attention and explore results, we may make discoveries and innovate. We operate as if results are more important than theories. You and I know everything, therefore we are willing to explore. We tap into the wisdom of crowds and use the increased healing power when 2 or more combine their imagination and intention to heal others. Expect critics and skeptics because they are signs that we are safely outside the boundaries of conventional thinking. According to Dr. James Asher, inventions rarely come from people within an industry, but instead come from people on the outside who aren't under the same limiting beliefs and habitual thinking that forms within any organization or industry. Does that description sound a bit like you and me? Morphic fields, a weird and wonderful theory. Biochemist Dr. Rupert Sheldrake has proposed that morphic fields can be created by repetition of thought or action that creates a shared resonance and can be strengthened and accessed by others. When synthetic substances like the sugar xylitol are first crystallized, the creation process will be slower than each successive creation of the same crystal, even if the labs are on opposite sides of the planet and don't share any physical substances with each other. so the process gets faster and the field gets stronger. Could morphic fields speed and strengthen our ability to heal each other? Holographic universe. In holograms, the smallest unit contains all of the information of the whole. Let's expand that for a moment. That means that inside me is the information about you, that inside you is the information about me. The holographic principle means within you, within each cell of your body, within the let me get that one more time, within the molecules and the atoms that make up each cell. You and I contain all of the information of the entire universe. We are part of God, and God is part of us. Dr. Bruce Lipton, cellular biologist. In Dr. Lipton's research at Stanford University, he removed the DNA and genes from cells. The cells continued to function without DNA or genes inside of them. They continued to live. He discovered two sets on the outside of each cell. One set was for cell-to-cell communication. The other antenna was for mind-to-cell communication. When the antenna were removed, the cells quit functioning and die, even when the DNA and genes are intact inside the cells. Therefore, the information reaching the cells from the antenna are more important to the health of the cells than the DNA and the genes in our cells. This may be why EMF reduces our strength, flexibility, sense of balance, and more. The EMF, which is a broadcast, interferes with our brain-body cellular broadcast and communication, just like radio broadcasts can interfere with each other. WHC technologies protect our members from the effects of EMF, and it's easy to demonstrate. Visit our site to see how to test yourself for the negative effects of EMF. When you receive your member card, test your strength, flexibility, and sense of balance with a friend while using a cell phone. Test again with your WHC EMF protecting member card in your pocket. Be careful to test the exact same way each time. Our minds control our cells. Our minds tell our cells which set of blueprints to choose and use from our DNA files. We can help each other change our minds for health, healing, and peace. Now, isn't this getting interesting? Placebo, the power of placebo has been increasing over the last several years. Placebo is the power of our belief to heal or undo ailments and pains because we think we are getting treatment. But the treatment is the power of our minds, and our mind power is getting stronger. Energy healing can provide almost, if not all, of the benefits of meditation in a fraction of the time with a fraction of the training. How do we know? Heart rate variability, sometimes referred to as HRV, is an indicator of the health of your autoimmune system. HRV is essentially the control center for all of our body processes that happen without thinking them into action. Breathing, pupil dilation, healing, heartbeat, reflexes, and much, much more. HRV is a ratio of the difference in how fast your heart beats when you inhale versus how fast it beats when you exhale. A bigger difference is better. Doctors thought the only way to improve HRV was with months of exercise, dieting, some form of relaxation training like meditation, biofeedback, Dr. Herbert Benson's relaxation response, breathing exercises, or almost anything to help you relax. At a Healing Codes demonstration in Mexico, heart rate variability monitors showed that one energy healing session could successfully balance the autonomic nervous system in less than 20 minutes, and over 80% of the people were still in balance 24 hours later. All participants, 142 people, were successfully brought into balance. Most took 20 minutes. One took 40 minutes, and the longest took about 2 hours. Meditation takes months to do what you and I can do in minutes. Energy healing is simpler and faster to learn and use. Transcendental meditation was an innovation. It was faster and easier than other traditional meditation training. When transcendental meditators did to speed up the benefits of meditation, we can do using any one of a huge variety of energy healing technologies more effectively and in a fraction of the time. We're not saying meditation has no value. We can't even list all of the potential benefits of meditation. We're saying we can outperform meditation for our purposes in terms of speed and our desired results while keeping our program affordable, effective, and fast. We don't need to build a physical temple and raise $1.1 billion before we start getting results. We don't need everyone to go through a $3,000 training program that takes months of daily practice sessions. We can do a world of good in 20 minutes or less, starting with no training. Just follow the videos. And as our World Healing Circles grow, they get faster and more effective. Just like a morphic field does. We stand on the shoulders of giants to see further, and we have information from other giants who came after them that they never knew about. We have the internet search engine that helped us find information in a fraction of the time it took them to find and explore what others were doing or had done. We have tools to use and learn from the wisdom of crowds. We can take a bit of genius from here and there and tinker. Healing without touching? Dr. Richard Gordon, who developed quantum touch, discovered his methods were as good or better with no touching. Dr. Richard Bartlett, who developed matrix energetics, discovered his methods were as good or better when he used points in the air rather than points on the body for healing. The healing codes by Dr. Alex Lloyd went from using what looked like a Vulcan mind meld to pointing without touching. No touch is common of Reiki and many other methods. Energy healers have discovered they can work over the telephone by looking at a photo, working with a family member or friend as surrogate, or by connecting through their power of intention. Can you see how all of this ties together with the Army experiments on quantum entanglement and how we are linked? Energy healing technologies can work through surrogates. You can activate the healing systems of the owner of a dog by working on their dog, a picture, hearing their voice, or any form of connection, including your imagination. Energy healers have discovered that effectiveness increases exponentially when there is a group working together. What happens when we have a healing field with millions of participants? Law of attraction. The law of attraction states what you think about, you attract. We can help each other think beyond our limiting beliefs. We can link to amplify beneficial results for everyone. Each person can use their own techniques to discover and share inner peace to expand lasting world peace. Almost any organization can work with us and have their own unique EMF protecting member card for their organizations. Also, with independent groups linking, we don't have to worry about the WHC parent organization losing its way, because each organization is connected to each other through a worldwide peace-creating healing field. No one need depend on a WHC parent organization. The healing field is what's important, and we don't own that, we don't control that. We teach and explore muscle testing and applied kinesiology. AK is a simple method that provides yes or no responses by testing strength, flexibility, balance, or a host of other choices. AK provides tools to tap into our interconnected universe. We link with our highest, best self for inner guidance. These self-testing methods can provide insight and improve our performance with almost anything when we use them to access the wisdom of crowds, then track our results. Join with us today because our model is based on helping others. We help others now and help our healing fields grow so that there is help for us and our loved ones when needed. Because this program taps into the wisdom of crowds, the more people we have, the more knowledge, talent, and skills there is for all. Because the best time to decide is now, when we know the most. The average person forgets 50% of what they learn within 1 hour. Decide now to join, or you may make the wrong decision later by default. Because our program is based on many well-known and ignored discoveries, it's time for us to test what we discover, ask questions, innovate, and create a better world for all. P.S. If you don't have $100 or $1 million to go gift to $1 billion organization that's using meditation, or if you believe, as we do, that we can achieve results better and faster while providing more benefits for all, please select your World Healing Circles Toolkit and help us help each other to heal our worlds. Please join with us now. Our WHC project is not the only solution. Another solution to wars, monopolies, cartels, and the politics of power is innovation to make them obsolete. Assuming we thrive, which is a good bet, we will provide 3 times the amounts that we received from Indiegogo into Indiegogo projects to help create more and more abundance until monopoly power becomes obsolete. Choose your WHC toolkit and help us help each other. Select from the column on your right, read about the history of mavericks, heretics, and heroes. Each package is named below. Select yours now, please. I am not the magic, we are. I am not the miracle, we are. I am not the healer, we are. I am not the healing teacher. We're all teachers. We will teach what we know and improve open source PIPs. WHC will tap into the wisdom of crowds to learn, create, innovate, and benefit all. Our circles and fields exist on no computer. These fields and circles are independent of anything but love. If we disappeared, if WorldHealingCircles.com disappeared overnight, the field remains. Choose to use and share it. It only gets stronger. Join with us to help each other and create a better world for all. Click the button for the package of your choice. What's the downside? We fail with some projects and we get laughed at. We still get EMF protection, share love in all of its names, and learn better ways to activate our natural healing abilities for ourselves and others. So join now. You have little to lose and worlds to explore. Thank you and be blessed. Click the Join Now button, then come back and watch the next video.